Okay, and I appreciate you all for being present. Most times it's not just about maybe the numbers, but also the quality of the numbers too matter. So, but before we start, as usual, let's commit everything we're going to do to the hands of God, and we're going to start with prayer. And I pray that everything we're going to be doing today, we get the best out of it, that we are led aright by the Almighty Himself. So today's topic and today's training is a powerful one, and of course, it's a Super Leadership Monday as usual, which we have every Monday. And for those of you maybe joining us for the first time, you're welcome. And this is a Super Leadership Monday, majorly for leaders. Okay, most leaders have cell meetings with their team. They have pockets of cell meetings, with their team. But on Mondays, we start the week very strong, and then we converge as a couple of leaders, and then we're able to interact. All right. Now, what is expected is this. Let me quickly mention this. Every leader, especially if you're here, we're talking about the likes of Mrs. Gloria, Esther, Cant Kabir, Mr. Christopher, Osama John, Mr. Osama John Okande, Barrister, and the rest of them, right? Now, you're supposed to have a means whereby you meet with your team, all right? You're supposed to have a means whereby you meet with your team, whereby you meet. Mr. Ibrahim, I hope I will not come before you next time. I'm very serious about this now. You will not allow me to come before you. Any day you come, please take note from next week. Once it's just 7:30, please don't come in, please. Just you can join on Zoom if I allow you to join on Zoom. All right. But let's have some discipline. All right. Please shut the door. Nobody comes in again. If anybody coming, you should wait outside. Okay. They can join on Zoom. Give them the link. Let them join on Zoom so they don't distract us. All right. Anybody coming, you should wait outside. So that let's just invite. This is a leadership Monday. It's not a general meeting. If you know that you don't have any team member whom you trust enough to handle what we do here, please put them in your mini cells, move with them according to their capacity. This is Leadership Monday, and as leaders, we need to imbibe some level of discipline. I told Zainab to shut the door. If someone comes in before, I might decide to shut outside. Okay. So as leaders, in fact, I think it forms the basic of what we're doing today. Okay. We're looking at the 10 deadly sins of network marketing. Now, don't be surprised most times when you see very few people succeed in this business. It's not because, well, not just even in this business, but most significant endeavors of life. You realize that there are lots of people venturing in, but fewer number of people emerge. It's not surprising most times for any significant success, what it takes, significant success in any endeavor, any reasonable endeavor, most times requires some level of commitment, which most times not everybody is really willing to give in such a requirement or commitment. So now here's the catch. There are many things you need to do to become successful. Most times we focus on it. We talk about some of those things you need to do, most of those things you need to do so that you can become successful, so that you can, you need to do this, you need to do this. But many times, these are things most times we don't talk about. Those things you are not supposed to do. All right? And it's one of the things that is also very important. So you have lots of people doing very well. They are doing their best, they are putting in the grind, but they are still not making significant headway. And sometimes you're tempted to ask, why? Why is it that this thing is not working for me? Or why am I finding this difficulty? And you're sometimes surprised, right? That sometimes there might be one or more things you're lacking, or some of the things you're also doing. You're taking a step forward, or maybe taking 2 steps backward because of certain things which you're doing and probably you're not supposed to do. There are numerous things there are so many things like that. All right. But in this business, I think Eric Warren, one of the super legends of this field, and amongst many, has tabled out 10 deadly sins of network marketing. So these are things that once you have them, this is a leadership Monday, this is a leadership meeting. Once you have them, if you are here, and especially the first time you're with us, it's a privilege. Probably your leader has seen some level of leadership, some level of potentials in you, and has given you the opportunity to be part of this. So I encourage you, don't take it for granted. Now learn these 10 things which you are not supposed to do. There are many, there are more than 10, but these are 10 major things which, trust me, if you have these things as part and parcel of yourself or your business, trust me, it will drag you back. That is, if it doesn't crash your business eventually, it will drag you back significantly. It will drag your progress back significantly, regardless of how much of competence, in terms of seriousness, in terms of effort you're putting into your business. Trust me, if you do one or more of these 10 things, some of them are so grievous that it will bring your business to a grind halt. Some of them are light to some degree, but trust me, it will drag your progress significantly. All right. I've been a victim of one or more of these things. All right, one or more of these things. I've done it at some point in time, but and some of them I've learned it the hard way. Maybe I didn't get this training very early. I didn't get it very early when I started my business, so I fall victim for one or more of these things. But I think it's a big one for you if you are just starting this business and you are learning this as early as possible. So it's a good one. I understand a couple of them, even though I've not been a victim to some of them, but I understand the magnitude of what the implication could be, right? And some of them I'll be sharing personal experiences with you, how I have dragged my progress back because of some of these things. So these are 10 deadly sins. That's why they call them deadly, because these are eventually going to affect your business negatively. In fact, some of them, like I said, will spoil your business completely. All right, that is it. So being a leader in business takes great commitment. It's you know, you need a couple of traits you need to develop, but these are things you should avoid. All right, because these things will impair your ability to lead. They will impair your capacity to really take charge and do the needful, or help your team well as a leader. All right, I'm going to mention them, and then I'll just try to maybe portray one or more before we you know, end the meeting. Now we have number one. Well, it might not be the most significant, but it's important too. Overinflating, or this kind of hyperbole, this kind of overinflating either your income, your product, your opportunity. All right, these things I'm giving you are from an excerpt from a Recovery training, and they're very, very significant. But I'm going to marry them down to where we are, you know, in this our own contemporary environment. Overinflating your income, your product, your opportunity, your status. All right, overinflation. Now, it's one of the terrible things people do in this business. It cuts across not just leaders, even people. Sometimes you hear some people tell you, in fact, some people when they prospect, let me start with not even leaders now, we're talking about people in the business normally. Some people love to showcase even what they are not. You understand? So I'll tell you, someone told me, doctor, my people, the only way I can get them is to tell them, look, I'm already making it in the business. But you are not making it now. You have not started making it. You are just starting. You get the catch. If I can show you, they know I'm making it. So some people could do things like this. They could just maybe just get an achievement, maybe not even related to the business, and they are related to the business. Well, that's what they do. But this is what I encourage you to do, because whether you like it or not, see, there's one thing: people know when you lie. That's just the truth. You must understand. Many times, people will know when you lie. That's the truth. So you don't need to inflate. You don't need to inflate. You don't need to a kind of what do you call it? Inflate things that are not. This is what I encourage you to do. Keep things the way they are, but show excitement. This is the appropriate thing to do. Keep things the way they are, show excitement. For example, in fact, I'm not even talking about at the leadership level now, or as a leader. I'm talking about even as a person that is just joining this business newly. So sometimes you're tempted, you think that your friends are going to join you because you have achieved some level of success. Now, let me give you a big shocker. The shocker here is this: Dr. Umar, I've achieved a couple of success in this business, at least to some degree. But trust me, there are people that are still not joining this business despite my success. Do you get the point? And that's the truth. In fact, you've made some couple of income. People know you are making money, but some of them are still not joining you. Is that it? So what does that tell you? Now let me tell you what you need to focus on. All right. Many times we have this belief, this erroneous belief that once people know that you are making money, yeah, we know results speak. Don't get me wrong, results speaks. But there's one thing I want you to understand: excitement, your confidence, your courage about what you do is even more powerful than any result you have. I had a lot of people get into my business not because of even the result I had, but just because of how much of belief and how much of. In fact, someone was joining the business, then I didn't have any result. They said, "Doctor, I'm just joining this business, so because of the way you are promoting it, the way you are saying this thing, I know you have said you have not made it, but the way you are saying this thing, yeah. Anyway, I'm with you since you believe in it. Let's see how it goes." So what it means, the person was joining the business because of my belief, even though I have not made something significant, right? So that's another powerful tool to get people into your business instead of bringing a fake DTC. Some leaders do this. You just bring a construe a fake kind of alert or something like that just to impress people. It's one of the deadly sins of network marketing. Avoid it. That's the truth. Because it will become glaring eventually. That's the truth. It will become eventually known. And trust me, when you, let me put it this way, let me be very, very straight with my words. When you deceive people to get into the business, they will discover eventually. They might not know now, but they will soon discover it. And trust will be breached. And once trust is breached, trust me, there's no long-term success in business. When there's no trust, there's no integrity. And when there's no integrity, forget about long-term success in business. In business, one of the first things you want to protect is your integrity. And the best way to avoid soiling your integrity is be sincere with what you do. Even if you don't have a significant result, I'm bringing it down at the level now. You don't have a significant result. Let me tell you, the belief system is contagious. Do you believe in this business? Do you believe that this business can make you that millions that you claim? If you believe in it strongly, trust me, it is enough for you to promote. All right? And let me give you something. No matter how small you think your success is, it is success. That's one thing people don't understand. Someone called me and I got a single engagement of 400,000 naira. And he was telling me that what can he do, that most people are not really believing in him, that he's trying to accumulate his DTC to get up to $1 million so that he can have at least 1 million naira encashment and all that and all that. And in fact, he was even trying to borrow money from me because he doesn't want to touch his DTC. I said, how much do you have in your DTC? And he said he has about 700,000. I said, what's the highest alert you have? He said he has about 400,000 naira, which he has in cash. I said, okay, so what exactly do you want? What do you think will make people believe? Is it when you have up to 1 million naira? I told him something. I taught him a very big lesson. I said, do you realize that 400,000 naira is the money that even I myself as a doctor, when I was working, even for 3 good months, I won't make 400,000 naira. Do you realize that there are many medical doctors, there are many barristers, there are many legal practitioners, many engineers who in a month, they barely make 100,000 naira? Sure. Do you realize what 400,000 naira is? Forget about the inflation rate and everything. I said, you don't understand this business yet. Let me tell you the truth. Flaunt what you have. If it is 50,000 naira you have made in this business, flaunt it. Be proud of it. Showcase it. In fact, you know what you do when you encash it? Sometimes those your friends who are not believing in you, share it with them. You get a catch. When I mention, I'm not telling you, don't give them money. I'm not talking about giving them money. Share the alert with them. Tell them, please help me, thank God. Dude. This was what God has, this business, we're just pushing gradually. We know we're heading somewhere, but this is what I just got. Did you get a catch now? Help me, thank God. You're not telling them to come and join. Now you're telling them, help me, thank God. That if you feel safe to do that. Now, trust me, it is significant. 50,000 naira is a significant thing. The most important thing is for someone to get the impression that this business pays. Because if this business can pay you 50,000 naira today, any person that has common sense knows that it will pay you more than that tomorrow. So don't underestimate. Show it when you run your presentation. I just started the business, but guess what? I am so happy, so excited about the future. But not just even about the future, even the little that I've earned, right? Look at last month, I made 50,000 naira, but guess what? This month, I'm seeing it to be something bigger. And subsequent month to come is going to be greater. Trust me, if you run your presentation with that sincerity, you're going to get people into your business. It's one thing I need to help, especially upcoming presenters. Some of you already have over 100 and something thousand naira in your DTC. You are hiding it because you think Dr. Omar has 5 million, 4 million, and all that millions to showcase. People who join this business don't most time. In fact, let me even tell you the truth. One of the challenges we face sometimes when we show people those alerts, they don't believe. They even find it difficult to believe. I bought a car. I bought my first car. People said that I am even sure that it was from the business even got the money. I bought the second car. This one, how will this business give me money to buy this car? Maybe he has another thing he's doing. So sometimes, even the result, when it becomes too massive, sometimes, guess what? It will surprise you, some of you. You know the daily income potential, maximum daily income potential is beyond 168,000. I hope you know. Do you know why I leave it at 168,000? I just want it to be reasonable enough for people's hearts to carry. This business has the capacity to pay you more than 168,000 naira in a day. True or true? We all know this. You and I know. But now you know. It is me. We know this. But trust me, you are talking to someone that is sitting that in his life, in his whole of his life, he has never made in a whole month. He has never even dreamt of even making even 200,000 naira. and you are coming to tell him that he can be making 280,000 naira in a day, the heart becomes, in fact, it detaches from you. You lose, there's a barrier between you and him now. That's just it. You don't need to overinflate. You don't need to, I don't know, are you following me? See, you don't need it. What you need is be playing with what you do, but show excitement. Let there be confidence, let there be courage, show excitement. Be honest with what you do, but let them know that, look, this thing is not the way you are seeing it. This thing is bigger than the way you are seeing it. Did you get the catch? Don't overinflate. As a leader, don't overinflate your income. You don't need to go and fetch a DTC that is not. You get the catch. Now, that is it. So take note of that. It is very, 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 very important. Because otherwise, you mess things up. That's the truth. You mess things up because you lose trust, you lose integrity. And even if people eventually join in, they will discover, they will know. You don't need to overinflate your product. You don't need to don't say things about the product that are not it. For example, we have our product ranges from supplements, right? We have beverages, personal care products, wearable technologies, and all that. They have their function. Study them, understand what they do. Don't start telling people things that the product does not do just to get them into the business. These are the things we are talking about. It's one of the deadly sins of this business. People do it. You saw somebody with a particular disease and you just, if you take our product, in fact, it will cure this. No, now, get to understand how it operates. These are, even though they are supplements, we know that they've been proven and tested. They have, even though the claims have not been, officially approved by NAFDAC. What I mean by that, the therapeutic claims have not been officially confirmed by NAFDAC, but we all know, you and I know that these things have wonderful therapeutic, value. We understand that sometimes people with diabetes and all that, even infertility issues, there are many reasons. Psychology, physiologically, it's something, even medically, it's something that is reasonable to explain. All right. Most of these things we suffer from oxidative stress, maybe from the kind of preservatives from food, the present day life kind of consumables and all that, radiations and all this. So they put our body in a state of disbalance. So this gives us room to, predisposes us to most kind of diseases and all that. When you start taking most of these supplements, it's understandable. It's simple for any scientific person to understand that, look, these things are antioxidants. They will curb oxidative stress. They will eliminate free radicals. And once the underlying cause of anything is taken care of, most times the body gets an opportunity to regenerate. So that's why sometimes you see a person is not able to deliver infertility issue. And guess what? The person takes the supplement before you know, after a month or two, the person conceives. That doesn't mean that C247 is a what? A drug to cure infertility. Now understand it. Now what is it? The thing is this. Because of its capacity to what? To stop the underlying cause, it has been able to what? These are things you need to understand, but don't overinflate it. This drug cures this, it cures this, it cures this, it cures this, it cures this. Trust me, it can take care of so many things, even beyond those things you're thinking of. But guess what? Don't overinflate. Tell people what it does. What does C247 do? What does this do? What does this do? It suffices. Let them know what it does. Oh, I have so and so kind of. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think it's a good one for you to take it because it possibly could assist. But that doesn't prevent you from seeing your doctor. I think with this, you need to see your doctor, but also take it along with you. You can even show your doctor the supplement. Show it. Let him know you're taking this. It's fine. Did you get the catch? Sincerity helps. That's the truth. All right. Now, these are some of the things. So you understand it more. Various ramifications. Overinflation does not help. That's the truth. All right. It might give you some transient result, but it will foster your progress eventually. Number two, especially as a leader. Number two, do not bully. All right. Do not bully. Being a bully is one of the deadly sins of network marketing. Bully here means most times when you start, growing in this business, there's one thing that happens. Most leaders fall a victim for this. Most times it doesn't come intentional. Let me give you one secret, and I always tell you, I tell my leaders when they are coming up. When you start generating some income, when you start getting some level of success in this business, let me tell you the truth. Like they say, money changes people and all that. Some of my mentors have taught me that it's not as if money really changes people, but most times money help you become more of what you already are. You understand the catch? There's something you already have, some hidden qualities in you, and they start coming out. Sometimes there's one thing, poverty suppresses more of what you're supposed to be. It's not as if it's not as if poverty makes you, no, it's just what it is. A bully is a bully. Most times, there's a tendency for that. Once you start generating income, you start achieving some level of success. Let me tell you one thing I must warn you again. Most times, you're going to have, what do I call it? This tendency for irritation. You become naturally being irritated. You understand? By people. Because this is a business of people. It's a natural thing. People begin to, irritate you. You begin to feel this kind of irritation for people. It's a natural process. It's a natural thing. There are many reasons why it happens. Sometimes it's pressure. All right? But there's one thing you must learn as a leader. You must always find a way to encompass them as much as possible. You understand? As much as possible. Instill discipline, do everything, but find a way to encompass them. See, let me tell you one of the things that make, because there's one thing when you are a bully. Bully here does not mean when you flog people and all that, but the catch is this: when you are harsh in your, there's sometimes you need to be harsh. That's the truth. What I mean by that, especially at the leadership level, this is Super Leadership Monday. The general, is this a general meeting? It's not really a general meeting, right? It's a leadership. So that's why we decide to put the leaders outside. All right. This is just discipline. All right. But guess what? You need to be that leader which people are very attracted to. It doesn't take anything. Humility is one of the things that helps. You might start losing humility. You might start becoming too proud. Even greeting people, some people greet you, you try to snub them and all that. This is one thing you must not fall prey for. You understand? Feel very few. Even if it's just a thumbs up, you might not even know them. They greet you, you thumb them up and all that. That thing inspires. To know that, oh wow, Dr. Victor, is not that mastermind. It's good. Show humility, show humbleness. All right, it's very important. But most times, what leaders do, all right, it sets their business, but they tend to be very, very harsh. They tend to bully. The bully here sometimes might just be something as little as this. It might just be something as little as people come to see you. There are sometimes people come to see me. I didn't book appointment with them. I feel very irritated, but I will not show it in their presence. Sometimes you tell me that so person asks me, which kind of wahala this? You see, I make that reaction, but not in the face of the person. Because I have lots of things to do. This person, I didn't book appointment with you. You are coming, we didn't have appointment. And there are loads of things I've already programmed my day to do. But okay, let him in. Wow, how are you doing? The person didn't know that, look, I'm not even happy. See, no, it's the truth. I'm not happy seeing you because we didn't have this meeting. I didn't plan for you today. Wow, how are you doing today? Wow, okay. What's your name again? What's your name? Okay. Just open the door. Allow people come. Allow them. Now, wow, what do you do? Okay. Open the door, let people come in. Okay. But I think this is just a brief lesson. Now, wow, what do you do? What do you do? Man, I'm thinking, okay, wow. Okay, who is your leader? Okay, I'll call your leader. Trying to always put things in place, all right? Put mechanisms in place that ensure, that allow, all right? That allow them, leave the door open. Just leave it open, at least, so that some of them, I know they would have learned from knowledge. Mommy, you're welcome. Mommy, you're surprised to see the door locked. Don't mind us, Mommy. This is the Super Leadership Monday. All right, you're welcome. All right, and we're trying to instill some disciplines in leaders. So, but we're giving them an opportunity to come in now. It's like, Mommy, you're the one that saved them. You're welcome. All right. So, but the catch here is this. The catch is find a way. Okay, you heard. They heard it, and they are running it. Please don't come late next week, okay? Please, I beg you. I beg of you, don't come late. So you're among the latecomers too. All right, please don't come late next week, okay? All right, so just try early so that we don't get distracted. Now, the bully is another thing that will set you back. Let me tell you what it does. You won't know. As you are busy doing it, guess what is happening? Over time, look at what you start seeing. People will start detaching away from you. It's a gradual process. They'll start detaching. They go. So you're one of the people that were locked outside. Are you with this many? Wow. Mrs. Jana, you're locked outside. Why now? Okay. All right. You're all welcome. But please don't come late next week, please. Okay. All right. You're all welcome. But this is it. They will start detaching away. Let me tell you one thing. Even you yourself, you and I, you don't want to associate it with anybody that is harsh. when you are too stringent, when you are too... In fact, my mentor told me of somebody, of a leader. People were waiting for that leader. He gave me that story, and I just imagined it. I said, I can imagine the damage to his business. People were waiting for that leader. They were outside waiting. They have been waiting for him. Maybe probably there are people that he didn't have appointment with and all that. I understand that. And they were waiting. Immediately he just finished. He just came out and they asked, people are waiting for you. I can't see you today. We'll come back the next day. And he left. Now see the catch here. He will not understand the implication of that thing he did. All he would have taken. Oh wow! Oh wow! Okay. Okay. What happened is okay. What's the issue? What's the issue? Just find a way to what? Even if it means delegating someone to attend to them, it would have sufficed. It would have sufficed. This is not civil service. This is not one of those government offices where people will be outside waiting for you and you feel that you have job security and all that, whatever happens. No. You are a leader and you want to see as much as possible you encompass people. You have to be tolerant as much as possible. Don't be harsh. Don't be a bully, because if you do it, it's one of the things, your money, let me tell you, it's one of the things that you will experience. When you start making money in this business, it has a way of turning you. It's only God that will help. You see this thing I'm saying, some of you will not understand it. But I'm happy you are knowing this thing early. When you start making the money, in fact, that is even the time you should be more humble than even before. That's the time you should be most humble than even before, because people love it. For them to have this feeling that, oh, wow, is this not the millionaire? Wait. Are you sure this is the mastermind? Are you sure this is the leader we're talking about? But I thought this is the leader you are, I mean, is it not the leader you say is a millionaire? Is it the one that is even eating as if and all that? And this is something I do a lot, and this is something I've watched most of the leaders do. Most time when I go to Dr. Victor's office, this is someone that is very wealthy, this is someone that is very highly placed. I remember that time when I was still coming up in the business, at times he would order for food. He would order for maybe something, say, Dr. Omar, we need to eat, you know, this business can be engaging, so we need to let us eat before we talk why you came. I said, okay, but what do you care for? With such humility. And I was not in the business. I was not making anything in the business. But you know, let us talk first. Let us talk. And things like that. That is humility. That is humble. It made me so attracted to him. Each time I always want to be close to him and all that. Even when he's busy, I understand he's busy. I'll be patient, I'll wait. But whatever be the case, I'll wait till I get access to him. When you start making money and you start changing, it's not as if you're actually changing. Those things you are not able to suppress it because you're already like that before. You are not able to suppress it and you start bullying people. You start, he wants to see me. Let him wait now. I'm busy. Those kind of things. I know I'm busy. I'm with people now. I'm in a meeting. Those kind of things. No, take it easy. Take it easy. Allow people to be more attractive. Some people will be thought-provoking. In fact, let me even tell you one of the things you will also experience in this business. Some people will even naturally provoke you. Expect it as a leader. They will naturally provoke you. It is because of their level of understanding. Some of them will come with different kind of things. But guess what? You must find a way, a kind of soft, way to pedal things so that at the end of the day, you can encompass people and guess what, they can move. Because whether you like it or not, once you are harsh, you lose significant people that are supposed to push your business up. That's just the truth. It's just what it is. And another thing again is this talking negatively. That's number 3. Negativities, talking negatively. So it's another thing again that affects people's business. I've seen uplines, and let me tell you one of these things. See, you need to learn how to be positive. Learn how to be what? Be positive in speech, in actions, because there's a high tendency for it. This business can be engaging, even emotionally. I hope you know that. Yes, it can. There are sometimes you ask yourself, sometimes there's a way this business gets you to, sometimes it gets you to a level whereby you start thinking, am I sure I'm going to make it in this business? Has anybody entered that kind of mood before? You have not entered it? Then you must be very lucky. It means you must, it's just been a kind of straight walk to the moon for you. Yeah? Even sometimes, even me myself, I wake up sometimes and say, when I look at the goals, when I look at things I've said, wow. And this is not just outrageous. Are you sure you are being sincere to yourself? This thing. Did you get the catch? But there's one thing I will never do. I will never come to you to start expressing the negative things that happen to me. The only thing that will make me express it to is when I've overcome it. I will share it as a story to you, and I will tell you what I did to overcome it. If I have not overcome it, if I have not defeated it, if I have not succeeded in it, I can't come and be telling you. So you laugh at those uplines. An upline was saying, someone was giving me a report of an upline who was telling, in fact, I was even, this one was personally for me. I was closing a prospect for somebody. The person was seated. I was closing his prospect, getting the prospect to sign in. And the person was telling the prospect, oh, it's good, just sign up. The business is good. Even though me, I've not even made it yet. I know I've not even made anything. In fact, for the past almost 1 month now, even one couple, I didn't even make. But listen, I'm not only the one there. I'm not the only one there. The other, but I know. Let me just see how it goes. Can you imagine that? Negative. Negative. And you expect somebody that's about to join the business to join. You're not serious. That's the truth. Guess what? This is for prospect. Your downlines. There's a principle, the up-down principle in your first semester marketing. For those of you that read, maybe you read up to this topic they call the depression torpedo, evading the depression torpedo. That's in chapter 3, I think. But many of you might not have read it. But it says something: when you are down, go up. When you are up, go where? Yeah. That's how it operates in this business. In the best state of my mood, when I've overcome the challenges and all that, and I'm excited, I'll come and share with you. I will inspire you. I will encourage you. So I'm up in mood. I'm up in emotion. So guess what I do? I come down and share with my team members, up their spirit, up their capacity. That's the ideal thing to do. But when I'm down, I cannot come and tell you that, man, see one rejection rocket to this person. I cannot come and be telling you that. I can tell Dr. Victor. I can tell Ambassador Michael. I can even tell Dr. Elijah. I can tell anybody like Juliet and everyone. I can tell anybody, but not for you. I cannot come and tell you the negative things I face until I have overcome it. Once I've defeated, I've overcome it, I can share with you, man, look at what I faced and look at what I did. And it's an achievement for me. I can share it with you. Because if I start sharing to you those negative things, somebody spoke bad about my business. If I look at, I was trying to connect somebody, the person who told me that my business is a scam. Now, wow, what person to do for this business now? Imagine an upline telling me downline that thing. Then what do you want the downline to do? Negative. Negative. You don't speak negative. Someone says, someone is telling, sometimes some of you are so, you speak negative and you speak even negative about the product. These are products that have been existing for the past more than 15, even before Empower Consumerism, IMMUNIZE started partnering with the company. Those products have been existing. Bondslim have been existing even before, in fact, Bondslim is not, they have been existing even before IMMUNIZE started partnering with what? With media. And people have been using this thing. I said, man, I took Bondslim, but I don't even understand. I'm still eating the way I'm not even expecting. I don't know. I've been taking Bondslim, but I'm still getting, it's like I'm still getting fat. You are saying negative things about your product. I don't know why you are taking Bondslim and you are getting fat. You should figure it out. It's not for you to go and share because it's already tested and proven. We cannot be proving something that is already existing for the past more than 50 years. Everybody is using it. You cannot scam. You can fool some of the people some of the time. You can fool all of the people some of the time. But you cannot fool everybody at every time. I don't know if you get the card. If you are taking Bondslim and it's not working for you, why you should think, I don't know what you are doing. Maybe you are taking the Bondslim and at the same time, maybe, I don't know, your appetite is something special. And guess what, after taking Bondslim, you still sit down with a bottle of Coke, with shawarma and pizza, and you expect Bondslim to take you serious. You know those kind of things. I don't know how this thing operates. But what am I saying in essence? You don't speak negative. This thing happens. It happens all the time. They didn't even know that the coffee even helps them to ameliorate the ulcer. This is not one of those coffees where you take. This is highly decaffeinated, and guess what? With phytoenergizer, if you are not even aware, even the toothpaste you are using to brush has complete in it. You know the supplement, it has complete in it. The toothpaste you are using to brush, right? So you don't speak negative, all right? Be positive. If you have any challenge, figure out. When you are down, when you are faced with a challenge, let's even assume I take a product, or maybe I have an issue. What you should do is you don't know what it is, you are not sure. Speak to someone that is more experienced than you. Share it with that person and figure out exactly what the issue is. Once you have overcome it, then it becomes an experience for you. That is what you can now share. Eventually, it becomes part of your success story. Not when you've not figured out, you don't even understand it, and you are sharing it with someone that is what? That is still trying to find his feet in the business. So speaking negative is another thing. Speaking negative, being negative towards your what? Your downline is another thing. Please, the business can be engaging. Sometimes you can be emotionally engaged. That is not the time to talk to your downline. The best time to talk to them is when you are what? When you are up in spirit. Another thing again is this. Number what now? What number are we? Number 4, inconsistency. Inconsistency is another thing. Like Eriko mentioned. What inconsistency simply does is this. It buys you more time. Significant success you're supposed to have. You don't have seats. Just find your way to the front, but don't distract us quietly, okay? I think this is a big empty, right? Okay. Now, inconsistency is another thing. It's a tip of your growth. It's something that steals your growth. Significant thing you're supposed to achieve over a period, a constricted period of time. It will extend to a longer period of time. Something you're supposed to achieve in 3 months, you end up spending 3 years. You are still struggling. Let me tell you one thing. If you see anybody that has been in this business 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and is still in the business, has not quit the business, and still has not made anything significant in this business, there's one thing you can be very sure, 110% sure. The person believes in the business, the person likes the business, because for you to have stayed 5 years, you are still doing the business, it means there's some level of, at least you have affiliation for the business and all that, but I can bet you on one thing, the person has never been consistent. Trust me. Anybody that has done this business for 2 years, even 1 year, 1 good year, and you have not achieved a level of income that impresses you, check your consistency. Have you really been consistent in learning? Have you been consistent in carrying out the activity diligently? Sometimes within some constricted period of time, you might do it. You might do a lot within a constricted period of time. But you know what happens sometimes? There's always that what? That lacuna, that gap, that point of relax. Just relax. A report classified that there are 3 types of days in this business. There are 3 types of days. All right. There's one called the productive day, like he called it. The what? The productive day. All right. And guess what? There's a productive day, there's a supportive day, and then the 3rd one is there's a lost day. That's how it operates. The productive day is that day you know that day, that very day, in fact, you are even happy with yourself, what you did. There are some days in your business, the way what you did in the business that day, you are happy. You are happy. You feel encouraged. In fact, wow, at least I was able to book 10 people today. And again, I was even able to read at least a portion of that. Wow, this is amazing. You are happy with what you did that day because you know that you were productive that day. You spent maybe 1 hour, you did reasonable booking, invitation, and all that, or maybe you did a home launch. Check how you feel. Most leaders, most time when you run home launch, and especially there's sign up, there's this. You are happy that at least that day there's success for that day. It's a productive day. You did the bookings, or maybe you read, you attended a training, you did all these things, and you did something that was to generate income in the business that day. It's a productive day for you. You feel naturally excited. You feel naturally happy. That's it. The supporting day, some days might not necessarily be maybe you making outright income, maybe getting result that makes you income that day. Maybe you didn't get signed up that day. Maybe that day what you did basically was you followed up with your downlines, you followed up with your team members, you checked on their SMO checklist. Checking on the SMO checklist, does it make you money? You didn't make money that day. Maybe you attended a training, you read a book, and you followed up with your team members, their trainings, their SMO checklist, where they are and all that. You checked on them. You even assist them to do 1 or more things that day. So you might not have made a significant income that day, probably, but it's a supporting day. It still adds to the value of your business, which is still part of the building process. Because whether you like it or not, that same team member today you are building in knowledge and capacity is residual income for you in the future. Is that correct? Yeah, that's it. So it's a supportive day. It adds to part of the business. All right, which is still all good. It's okay. I always encourage people to combine it with productive and supportive. Make your day both productive and what? Supportive. But there are some days you wake up in this business. Trust me, this has happened to me. It happens to me even quite not once, not twice. And guess what? That day, in fact, if I let me even tell you how it happens to me, when I even get to my wife knows, she will not even want to even, she will just try to be careful with me that day because I'm even angry with myself, not to even talk of people around me. Because I know that day is a what? Is lost. I don't even, in fact, I cannot even account for what I did exactly that day. I am angry with myself because I know I've wasted time. Some of you, does it happen to you? Yes, maybe you just say, let me just watch this and before you know, you end up 3 hours, 4 hours. You just saw people watching Indian film, one film, and you saw the actor was busy. I said, let me just, listen. Before you know, you didn't know the time you sat down. And you sat down, after this film, I'll move. And guess what? By the time the film was over, it was 11 o'clock. And and guess what? It was 11 o'clock. You now started thinking, wow, the weather itself is not even telling me to go out. Oh. And before you know, you watched another film. Before you know, you just spent that day watching it. By the time you are done with that day, even you yourself, you know that you are spoiled the day. You are not happy. It's a lost day. That's the truth. So it happens like that. But here's the question. How many lost days? Check your last 1 month. In fact, between last week, Monday, and this Monday, how many lost days did you have? How many lost days did you have? That's the sincere question. Only you can answer. That's the truth. That's the sincere question. Only you can answer. Sometimes I still find myself engaged, sometimes in some things, and I waste some significant time. And I think the only difference for me now is the fact that I am now cautious, very, very cautious. I know how to quickly arrange myself, boom, and I know quickly gain my consciousness back, and I find myself doing something productive. So sometimes I'm distracted. Sometimes I'm tempted to be distracted, but I try to regain my consciousness. Distractions will come, but the truth about it is this: trust me, you don't want to have lost days. There are a lot of full-timers who are full part-timers. In fact, there are some part-timers in this business. The way they do their business, I have lots of part-timers in my business, but the way they do their business, they are more productive than people who are full-timers. They are part-timers. They have a job. They have other things they are doing. The way they build their business, the way they focus on their activity, the way they do it, the productivity is even more than people who are full-timers in business. It will shock you to know this. I was a part-timer, but my productivity was even higher than many full-timers. Dr. Victor even confirmed that to me. That's why he told me, say, look, the way you are going, if you decide to become a full-timer, you're going to do far better. I said, wow, really, Doc? I said, let me still look at it, Doc. I'll look at it. At some point, I told you, Doctor, it's time for you to go full-time. Because for a full-timer to come, early in the morning, you didn't start your booking, you didn't do your follow-up. Before you know, time for event come, the place become noisy, the afternoon, everything. Before you know, you decide to do, okay, let me just wait after the event finishes. Before you know other issue, before you know that day gone, boom, it's finished. You didn't do anything. How many days like this do you have? A whole day passed, you didn't book. A whole day passed, no arrangement for lunch. You didn't follow your downlines on the SMO checklist. Even you yourself, you didn't even gain one form of knowledge or the other. Trust me, that day for the business is lost. That's the truth. There must be something you're doing to move forward. So the catch here is this: inconsistency. All right, when you have 2 days, lost days, 3 days, lost days, you've broken consistency. And what happens is this: when you come back, and this is one thing that is very, very difficult in the business, coming back. When you have stayed 1 day, 2 days, something you do regularly, you stop it for a period of time. By the time you're coming back is even the difficult thing for you. Getting that vibe again to do it well as you used to do it is another difficult thing. So as much as possible, guess what? You don't want to break consistency. Number 5, right, is spending more money than you make. This one still brings us back to our last 2 weeks training, right? Financial indiscipline. Can I write it that way? Yeah? Financial indiscipline is one of the deadly sins of this business. I've seen a lot of people. Some people are surprised about what I do or the level of things I've been able to achieve. I was sitting with one of them. I started telling him, I said, this is what I've achieved, this is what I've achieved, this is what I've achieved, and this is what I still have. No. Are you sure of this thing you are saying? Is it real? Are you kidding me? I said, yes, now. He said, well, how are you able to manage this thing? How are you able to do all these things? I said, it's simple. For me, the only thing I do, my life is simple. It's so simple that everything I make, once I've extracted the basic needs, what did I say? The what? The basic needs of me and my family.
And I've extracted the one that is programmed for exigency. And I've extracted the one that will be for charity. Every other one comes back to my business. They go as investment or back to my business. That's just my life. Was I've extracted the one I used to feed my family, myself and my family. And guess what? When I mean feeding myself and my family, I eat living food. I eat what? You know, there's a difference between living food and dead food. Some of these things you spend lots of money to eat. You don't even know that they are dead food. But you spend a lot on them. You spend a lot of them. I will give you a reference to a book you read so that you know the difference between living and dead food. Let me tell you the truth. It is better for you to go and buy a 200-300 naira orange and drink it and be satisfied than for you to go and buy that bottle of that juice. It's a dead food. This is the reality. You spend 700 naira, 1,005. You buy the juice, a big carton of it. You put it at home. In your mind, you are drinking juice. It's not wrong, though. Please drink. I didn't say don't drink. Please. I didn't say don't drink. But trust me, if you give me, I'll collect. As a gift, I'll collect. For me, take my money, buy it. No, not me. I'll buy orange. I'll buy apple. I'll buy pen. I'll buy anything, any fresh food. I don't even mind buy it and then give it to my wife. She'll prepare, blend the juice, and I'll drink. But if I even have the time, that's if there's time. But trust me, I will not carry my thousands of naira and go and buy a carton of juice and put it in the fridge. All right. Now the catch is this: financial indiscipline. If I'm taking care of my basic needs, eat living food, enjoy yourself. Right? Guess what? There's a portion of your wealth you need to use to do assist someone. You see, there's something about me. I have a budget for charity in a month. If it has exceeded and you come after them, you are not lucky. That's the truth. I have a budget for charity. You don't play me the emotional game. I don't play that emotional game. Come and tell me, run to me. It's urgent. No. Don't rush to me. No. Just pray that you meet me at that time. Someone met me, and guess what? This is the story about me. Say, anytime I meet Dr. Umar, oh God, may God continue to bless him. And when he was telling somebody, I was smiling in my mind. I said, this one never meet me the time. He's lucky to meet me at the right time. Because he met me in the morning, and I helped him. And he was giving the story, the testimony. But the other people, I'll tell you that I'm stingy. Because guess what? They met me at the time where I have exhausted the cost for charity was over for that month. And guess what? There's nothing you can do. No emotional game. Don't come and tell me, oh, in fact, my wife is in the hospital. In fact, don't bring it to me, please. Just pray that when you are bringing it, the pause. The reason is because even when you are coming, it's not as if I have the money I will not give you. The money is not even there. Because even I myself, I cannot even access it anymore. What is the catch here? Financial what? Discipline. It's a training on its own. I've done a training on that. It's a powerful training. Some of you that missed that training, feel free, you can come. I'll send it to you personally. All right, you can contact your leader, you get it, or I'll just send it to you personally, which I did on financial discipline. All right, and you know how you can really grow your income. See, this is a principle of wealth. For you to ever be wealthy, it's not just about how much you make. It still has to do about how much you keep. There is no amount that is enough. Understand this. Even when you are take note of this, someone will say, but wait, doctor, are you trying to say that? But you are talking about we should save our money, we should invest, but the money is not enough for us to even use, not to even talk of investing, or not to even talk of saving, I mean to say, or maybe doing something else with the money. Yes, I understand it. Let me give you the shock. The shock is that when I was working, the first job I ever got was a job of 10,000 naira per month. I don't know how I was managing with my family then. Sincerely, even till now, I cannot explain. But all I knew is that we were managing it. I can't remember how. I know that if you take me back to that time, I don't think I will survive it. Sincerely, I don't think I will survive it. But how I was doing, I don't know. Sincerely, how I was doing then, I can't remember. But all I know is that I was earning 10,000 in a month. My wife was earning 10,000 in a month. It was cumulative family income of 21,000 naira in a month. But how we were surviving then, I cannot remember. But all I know with children. So, but I don't know how the game was for us then. But one thing I was sure is we were surviving. Later, my income shot when I was serving 19,800 naira, which is approximately 20,000. Then plus the 20,000 they were paying me in my place of this. Everything was about close to 40,000 naira. But I don't know how it is. But the money was it was okay. But it's not. I don't know. It was just still okay. That was 40,000 naira per month because then my wife stopped teaching. And guess what? Before I know, I got a very wonderful job. At the end of the day, the salary shot to about 80,000. Later, before I know, my salary increased to 100 and something thousand naira. But that was where the problem now started from. When I was earning 20,000 naira, I don't know how it was, but it was somehow enough. But how come now that I'm earning over 100 and something thousand naira is not enough? That was the question I needed to ask myself. Because it was never enough. Trust me, even if you are earning 500,000 naira, it is not meant to be enough. No matter how small it is or how big it is, it's not going to be enough. It is not enough because it is big. It is enough because you have a way of disciplining yourself. You have a way of restraining yourself. You have a way of what? Still trying to what? To know cautiously that, look, whatever be the case, this is what I must do. That's what makes it enough. So guess what? When you're supposed to buy something, you ask yourself, is it a need or a what? Or a want? What will happen if I don't buy this thing? Because that's the only way you just take care of your income. There's a level of income you get to, you don't worry about most of those things. And that's it. Most of those things we're talking about are not really expensive. Please don't get it wrong. Don't see that, okay, buying a car, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars are expensive or is it from? No, it's not. It's just a level of income. All right? It's just a level that you are in. But you must strive to get out of that level. It's an obligation for you. Strive to get out of that level. But if you must ever get out of that level, there must be discipline. In this business, trust me, if you spend more than you earn, you will still remain poor. It doesn't matter. I have lots of leaders. I know them. I don't have to mention them. I know many leaders, even in my team, even not in my team. In fact, there are many, especially those. I'm very proud of the leaders in my team. A lot of them, in fact, I think to a large extent, human beings will have one or more shortcomings. But guess what? I think to a large extent, when I look at them, I'm so proud of them. That's the truth. I'm proud of them. If you compare what they've achieved, what they've earned to what they've achieved, compared to what other leaders do. Some leaders have made lots of money, millions. I know leaders that have made cumulatively in this business, they made more than 20-something million naira. But guess what? If you touch them today, just shake them like this. Shake them like this. Let it be that this business didn't pay them for the next 1 month. Boom. They'll cry out like babies. They are not just broke. In fact, they are poor. What they have cannot take them for the next 1, 2, 3 months. And these are people that have accumulated millions, 8 figures. We have them many in this business. Why? And the same person, before he joined this business, maybe his salary was just 100,000, 200,000, or thereabout. And he was managing it, but now he's making 2, 3 million naira in a month, and still is not enough. Why? That's the question. If you spend more than you earn, each time there's this thing the DTC does. Anytime the money enters, it's a natural thing. Don't think it happens to me too. Once the money enters, bam, you just see 60,000 just enter. Your body will just do like this. There's this thing you feel. It's a natural thing. It's normal. But let me tell you the truth. It's normal. Even me too, I feel it. Don't think I don't feel it. The only thing is just self-awareness. I'm cautious. I'm very, very careful with what I do. I'm very, very careful with what I do. It's normal. Your body is meant to shake sometimes. And guess what? The next thing you want to do is how to encash, how to remove the money, how to remove the money. And guess what? The next thing you want to do, once you have the money, let me even give you an advice. Instead of leaving your money in the bank account, leave it in your DTC. That's my advice for you. Leave it in the DTC. It's safer. There's one thing about DTC. If you demand your money, at least you must get it after how long? At least within 24 hours. So it means it's not a money that you can easily, the one in your bank account, how long does it take for you to push it out? Within seconds you spend it. So guess what? When you just move, and guess what? You just see a fine shoe, and you already have shoe, and it's good enough. You already have 1, 2 shoes that are good enough for you, and you see this one. This one is not like the last one I bought. And you're about to move, but the shoe is telling you, come on now, you don't pass this level. And that's you cannot afford me before. Now you need to show them, prove yourself. You cannot, you know how much you have 1 million naira there. This shoe is just 30,000 naira. This is what the shoe is telling you. You cannot afford me before. Now you can afford me. Your level has changed. You stop thinking the way you were thinking before. You want to buy food. You used to go and buy it where you used to buy it where they sell it. Maybe one packet was 1,000 naira, which was just okay. And it's the same thing. But you decide, I don't pass that. And then you decide, no, instead of going to buy where they sell it 1,000 naira, you rather go to where you sit down, at least pay for the AC, pay for everything. And then they sell it for you 2,000 naira. And you are feeling yourself. Let me tell you the truth. it is not really expensive. That same thing you are buying 1,000 and you are buying it somewhere else 2,000. It's not as really expensive, but ask yourself, are you sure you are ripe for it? That's the question. Are you sure you are ripe? It is not a crime where they are saying, let me even tell you what I do. For some of you that don't know. If I want to get prospects, there are places I go. There are places I go. It's not part of my lifestyle, but I deliberately go there. I went to an Indian restaurant. Deliberately, in fact, I bought a food. I sat down there, we ate. In fact, the food I even bought, that is not Dr. Umar. It's not me. It's not me. But I did it deliberately for a purpose. I bought a plate of food. How much was it? Everything cumulatively, the food, one bottle of, in fact, one bottle of malt, there's over 600 and something there. Yes, Maltina that you know, the same Maltina. But I bought it deliberately. Because there were people I was looking for there. That's cautious. I'm cautious. I didn't go and buy it because I want to feel myself. And guess what? I bought a plate of food that I even me myself I cannot even eat. Because it's not even a food I'm used to. I deliberately bought it. Because there are clients and there are people I'm looking for. Anybody that is coming to that place, it's not someone that if I run my presentation for you, 44,888 will be a problem to you. That means that when I finish running my presentation, guess what? We'll be talking of 15 accounts. For me to carry myself and go and buy food, 5,000 naira, one plate of food, and get at the end of the day, I run presentation for you. You tell me I don't have money. No. I'm not expecting it. There are things you do cautiously. That one is a different ballgame entirely. Understand? This is business. So don't be surprised when you see me in that restaurant. It's not me. That's not me. It's not me. I'm just there for a purpose. I'm on a mission. Because when I'm done, finished, I'm going to exchange cards with you, and we're going to do business, and we're going to have numbers. We will get talking after there on, and guess what? I'm going to show you my business, what I do. So that's me. That's the other side of me. I'm there on a mission. So don't think because you saw me in a restaurant and I bought a food and everything, I bought a food and one bottle of malt, everything amounted to 6,500 naira, and then you will now go and date. Go and try it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You run yourself down. That's the truth. Ask yourself, are you right? The food is not expensive. The question is this: are you ripe? That's the question. Are you ripe for it? Because you cannot be struggling to make, maybe in a month in this business, you are making 50,000 naira. And then at the end of the day, you are even carrying some family responsibility that you are not even ripe for. You are not making anything in this business. Nobody knew you. And at some point now money has started coming. You can't even hold it. I don't know how people know that you have money. You say, doctor, I don't know. My family now depending on me. Someone came and made this. My family now is only me they are depending on. I said, what? I thought none of them signed. I thought you said they didn't sign into the business. I said, yes, now. I said, but they didn't sign into the. So it means they don't believe in the business. How do they know the business is paying you? Look, I don't know. How do you expect me to know? And before you know, you get to start doing things that they are more than you. You are not right for it. Especially if you are young, very, very much young. What I mean by that is maybe you are still with your parents. Man, take that advantage. When you are young, you are still with your parents. Let's say you are in your maybe in your teenage, or maybe you are just maybe privileged. Even if you are already an adult, but you are still privileged to get support from your parents. Like me, I got support for quite a significant period of time. Take that advantage. That is not the time you should be thinking of, oh, when I make something, let me impress my father. No, that's the time. Keep receiving till you get to a level. Am I communicating with someone? That's the truth. You must imbibe a high level of discipline. I don't know, call it any language you want to call it, but guess what? There's a thin difference between each and every one of it. Don't call it stinginess. Anything you call it, don't call it stingy. But if you want to call it stingy, you are free. If you have to do it for a while to build capacity, you must stash your income to a point whereby you can what? Enjoy leverage. You can enjoy what? Financial freedom. You can sleep. Let the money flow in. It is not when you are struggling, hard-earned money, and you are struggling, you are tattering, and you are trying to what? To make ends meet. See, any excuse you're going to give, and this is a principle you must understand. Hello? Now, please, this is a principle you must understand. It's one of the things I learned from one of my teachers. He said, look, your excuse can be very valid. No matter how much you earn, please take note of this. Any excuse you are going to give, I know the money is not enough. I know it is not enough. Trust me, no matter how small it is, no matter how big it is, no matter how valid your excuse is, if you will spend I'm not talking to you, please. I'm quoting my mentor. All right? I'm not talking to you now. I'm quoting my mentor so that you don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. I'm quoting my mentor. He said, no matter how small or how big it is, regardless of your excuse, if you will spend everything you earn in this business, he said, Dr. Omar, you are a fool. You are a fool. That's the truth. So you are foolish. You must find a way. That's personal to you, but you must find a way. You must ensure that whatever that it is coming in must be more than what is going out. Even if it is just 50,000 naira every month, find a way to what? To discipline yourself. Because if 50,000 is not enough today, trust Dr. Umar, 500,000 naira will still not be enough. Are we together? If we're together, say hi. Now, the number what is that? Number 6. The number 6 is, please let me quickly, before I dive into number 6, look at it. I don't know which number. Number what? Number 6. Okay, please, if you are missing a number, check it from other. See, when you are disciplined, you'll be able to achieve more. When you're disciplined, you will achieve more. There are significant things you will achieve. All right, you achieve more. That's the truth. Number 6 is poaching. Pouching. All right, that's stealing a distributor or stealing a customer or whatever. Stop poaching. All right, it's a deadly sin. In fact, let me even tell you as a leader why you should never try it. Don't ever be tempted to do it. Poaching, yeah, poaching on someone's prospect, poaching on a distributor. That is, let me give an instance how this operates. Someone books someone to come to the office. Sometimes the person comes, and guess what? Maybe because you know the person before, on a personal note, you forgot to prospect the person. And now, lo and behold, someone else has done what you refused to do for the past maybe 1, 2, 3 months. And now you now feel, oh, no, you feel entitled to that prospect. And now you're not trying to corner the prospect to be yours. It is stealing. This is bigger than the normal stealing of money or anything. Let me tell you the truth. In this business, never do it. There's one thing you must understand. Let me give you an instance. Day before yesterday, is it day before yesterday? Yes, day before yesterday. Someone called me. He was my senior in school. He's a doctor, but he was my senior, 2 years my senior in school, in the University of Abuja here. So he called me. He said, the person called me. He said, Doc, how's everything? How far? He said, you know who's speaking? I said, who is this? I can't remember. I didn't save this number. Pardon me. He said, no, I know you won't have the number, but this is so and so. He called his name, Dr. So and so. I said, Dr. So and so. He said, but you cannot remember me now, right? He said, can you remember? I said, okay, are you a vet? He said, yes, I'm a vet doctor. He said, University of Abuja. I said, okay, but okay. The basketball, and I remember him. And guess why he was calling me? He wanted to know about the business, to verify the business. Someone prospected him in another team, not even in 381, in another team, in 821. There are 5 masterminds. Yeah, in 821. In fact, I think it's Ambassador testimony. He called me. And I was about to dive into a meeting. And I said, okay, I'm about to dive into a meeting. But he wanted to verify, to know whether the business, he heard that I'm in the business and I'm successful in the business. So I guess someone showed him my picture or something like that. And he knew me as his junior in school. And wow, are you serious? Wow. So he insisted on calling me and he called me. Do you know what some leaders will do? You will try to corner that person. And I knew him. Though we're not very close in school because he was my senior and all that, but I knew him. But guess what I told him? I said, man, whatever you're going to do, make sure you are part of this business. Do this business. See, someone from Ambassador Ronke's team, man, whatever you're going to do, make sure you do this business. It's a good name, but I'm diving into a meeting. Just chat me up, send me a chat message so that I'll remember, I'll call you back. And that was how I ended the call. This is what a leader should do. There are sometimes your co-leader is prospecting someone. He booked the person. He's following the person up. The person didn't sign up maybe that day. This takes great maturity because a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misunderstanding, issues keep being directed to me and all that. People don't understand. Let me tell you the truth. I would rather, instead of me arguing prospect with my fellow leader, who will sign on, who will understand, I would rather leave it for the person. Because the ocean is too big, it's too wide for me to be dragging one prospect on one person. It is the scarcity mindset that makes a lot of people do this, trying to steal somebody. Someone was booked to the office, and guess what? The person came to the office because he's your neighbor, and you didn't prospect the person. You have been fearing rejection. Now someone has cornered the person, and you are telling the person, okay, sign. In fact, you will tell the person, no, don't sign it. Don't sign it yet. What will happen is, we'll meet. I know what to do. Don't sign it now. Don't sign it now. I'll give you another code you used to sign. Let me tell you the implication. The implication is this. Trust me, that person will never be so. If the person eventually signs under you, his chances of surviving in the business, 99% of his chances of surviving in the business is gone. because you just sown a bad seed. He might sign under you, but look at what will eventually happen. In this business, you duplicate more of what you are and what you do than even what you tell people. Your downlines watch more of what you do than what you even tell them. Immediately you did that, to him, that thing is right. It's like your child. There is no how. There is no how you are going to tell your child that smoking is bad if you smoke. You understand the catch? Even if you like, you're telling him, my son, smoking is not good, though. Man, I know I'm doing, but don't do. You are confusing him. You are confusing him. That's the truth. You are making him get confused. Because as far as you, anything you do, the parent, that's the first thing they accept. So guess what? This person is going to see this as okay. And he's going to do it eventually. Even if not immediately, but eventually, as time goes on. And he's going to run into lots of trouble. Because that's not the principle of the business. Even if the person is from another company, let's even assume the person is not in La Buena Vida project, it's not part of the La Buena Vida project, maybe he's another network marketing company. Watch. This is one thing you must watch. Is the person happy with the company? Hello? Hi. Leaders, pay attention to this. If the person is happy with another company, let's say the person is happy with Superlife, legitimate companies, I'm not talking about those Ponzi schemes, I'm talking about real network marketing companies. Maybe the person is happy with other companies that you know that these companies are real. They are also legitimate companies. But guess what? Of course, your project is better than theirs. Probably, yes, you understand that. But the person is happy, he's building it. Even though without system, he's happy doing his marketing and all that. Please don't try to corner the person to La Buena Vida project. Take my advice. Don't. If the person sincerely picks interest in La Buena Vida project, right? It's an opportunity. Fine, it's okay. You're welcome. It's okay. The person expresses dismay. I've been building this business. This marketing thing, I'm not finding it easy. I'm even tired of this business and all that. Okay, wow. That's why, anyway. So, okay, you have to market. Okay, well, in La Buena Vida project, we don't market actually. What we do, we have a system and all that. But why not learn the business? Why not learn so that you can grow in experience and all that? And so you mean your business you don't market? I'm indirectly selling myself, but I'm not telling you, I'm not pushing you to come and join me. Let's say the person investigate and tell, look, I've been into this and this and this. There are some people in several different businesses. Some of them are in this. You get a catch. You can educate them and get them to be focused in the La Buena Vida project. It's fine, it's okay. But please, a person that is happy and doing very superbly well, it's not an MLM job. I'm not talking about MLM job. If you know of any MLM job, what I mean by, you know MLM job? Yeah, what MLM job? The person is in Superlife, is in GNLD, Forever Living, New Life, Tianchi, is doing all. Noland is doing everything together. Anyone that comes in newly wants to join it. Let me tell you what you do. You owe that person an obligation. Get the person connected into this business. Teach the person the real deal about this. Educate the person and get the person to focus on this business. But if a person is a single company and is a leader there and is happy, he's building a team, trust me, what you should do is please congratulate him and let him continue what he's doing. Don't try to go and flaunt yourself and try to corner him to your project. It's not necessary. He's happy where he is. If he expresses dismay, that's a different ballgame entirely. If he expresses interest in your business, it's different ballgame entirely. I'm even talking of another company, not to now talk about when it's even your company or your, guess what? You are cross lines of each other in the same company and you are stealing his prospect. It is bad. The good news is this. The good news, somebody say, what is the good news? The good news is since 381 have been established, especially here in Suleja, we have never had a case of poaching. No leader has ever done that. We've had cases of misunderstanding and all that. We try to realign it. I know there are times whereby sometimes someone, coincidentally, two people invite the same prospect. It happens? Yeah, it does. We invited this person, but coincidentally, at the same time, someone else invited that person. So sometimes things like that happen, and we try to sort it out, and everything is settled. But guess what? The good news is this: no leader has ever been found wanting. No leader pushes. So what it means, you have trusted leaders, you have dogged leaders who know what they are doing. But trust me, even in this project, it happens. There are leaders who poach. Don't be one of them. Don't be one of them. The ocean is just too big for you to start thinking of stealing another person's prospect, because they will not succeed in the business. Another way you steal people's prospect, look at another thing you do. Someone is, maybe the leader is in Lagos, and the person is in Suleja. And guess what? The person is already in the business, is connecting once in a while with the leader and everything, and they are building the business. It's not fast in growth. It's just moving gradually. You are moving fast because you are close to your leader. You have all the advantages. And guess what you're telling the person? Are you sure you know sure say you sure say you don't go resign under me so that we will work together because that your leader too far? It is poaching. It's wrong. Don't. I pardon? Okay. Don't do that. Don't. Work with him. If you want to assist him, give him the assistance. In fact, let me tell you the truth. There are people that are not even in my team, personally. They come to this office. As some of you are aware, they are not even in DA. They are not even in DA. Guess what? They come from other teams. They come align with me. I tell them, tell your leader to see me. The leader contacts me and I just, okay, I know what to do. And I'll just be what? Giving them the little. I don't drain myself so much, but guess what? I do the best I can do for them. And let them keep building. And they are building with their leader. Their leader is in Ibadan. Their leader is in Sokoto. Their leader is in other states. But they are building here. Anything of advantage I can give them to the best I do. But guess what? I will not corner them to come and resign under me. It's not necessary. That's the truth. You don't need that. What you need is to have that abundance mindset. Go ahead. The field is open. Prospect massively. Sign them in. Stop thinking about one person that you are trying to drag in when there are lots of people, thousands and millions of people waiting for you, whom you can sincerely get into the business. Do we understand it? It's one of the deadly sins. If you do it, trust me, you will lose integrity. Even in C2NFG, let me even tell you what we do. Once we catch a leader does that, what do we do? What do they do? Boom. You're gone. Automatically, you'll be announced. We'll post it. No leader will find what to. We'll post it. We'll snap your picture. We'll, write a big message, blow big grammar on that message, and then we'll circulate it around all the platforms so that everybody should be aware. And then finally, I'll send it to the mastermind. The mastermind will send it to him global. And guess what happens next? Your account is terminated. You go and settle it with the company. That's what we do. Please take note. All right. Please don't say we're harsh. The reason is just that's the only way we protect our name, because we're in business for the long term. We're not in business for 1 week. We're not in business for 1 year. We're in business for a lifetime. This is a business we are planning to transfer to our children. So I cannot allow one person to come and spoil my name. You get the card. So this is what we do in our business. All right. That is number what now? Number 7. Flirting. What did I say? Yeah, flirting, sleeping around. Yeah, you heard me right. That's exactly what it is. I'm not sleeping around. Flirting. Especially if you are a leader. Let me give you one advice. Somebody say, advise me. If you are a bachelor or a sprinter, you are not married. Trust me, you are likely to fall a victim of this. This is the advice in advance. If you see anybody in this business that you like, you love the person, and you feel that that person is going to make a perfect life partner for you, what do? Just marry. It's the La Buena marriage. It's allowed. It's allowed. In fact, it's work. We encourage it. In fact, we encourage it. We will celebrate. In fact, on that day, you know what we'll do? We'll even spread red carpet for you. We'll give you a special occasion. Sincerely, we encourage it. It's okay. If you see a life partner, just go ahead, do the needful, process the marriage. You feel you are okay, go ahead and get married. But there is one thing you must not do: flirting. You're going to fall victim for it, because what usually happens is, especially when you're a leader, you are coming up, you start making money in this business. You're a lady, and guess what? Lots of men will start trying to align with you. Or you're a man, and guess what? Lots of ladies will start trying to align with you. It's a normal thing that happens. All right. Sometimes not even because you have money, but sometimes just a kind of natural temptation that comes in, and guess what? You start. Someone is laughing. Okay. Yes. Yeah. You put it. Yes. It's part of the achievement. You put it in your slide. Apart from the money you made, you bought a car, you did this and did that. You also got married. Put it in your slide. I find my wife in this wedding. In this, I find I got my marriage. Yes, it's part of the achievement. Put it there. I found my life partner here. It's good. A lot of people have done it. A lot of people have done it, and it's highly welcome. That's the truth. But you shouldn't try to what? To flirt. You shouldn't try to just what? Flirt around, sleep around. The reason is because, see, this shows lack of, I don't know, it shows that you are devoid of character, because it will crumble both your business and that person's business. In fact, I've experienced this in many, even though it's not been happening in my team, but I've experienced in many teams. You see a boy or a man, and they are doing well. In fact, I even know of 2 leaders. One of them is a major leader. The other one was an upcoming Kingsman. She was doing well in the business. She was doing well. She was even making some income. She was building her business. And all of a sudden, we don't know how the thing was happening. Before you know, all of a sudden, I just see that both of them were no longer in the business. That was after some time. And that's what happened. I didn't know that, man, forget those guys. But I started investigating the story. What did I discover? I discovered that the guy, they were, dating or whatever. I don't know what to call it. But guess what? At some point in time, you know how the thing happened. You understand? Sometimes maybe it didn't go well. And so the thing got them emotionally engaged. Got the lady distracted. And guess what? Because of that, she even left the business completely. You understand? So these things happen. That's on that level. But even as a leader, right? One of the things you're going to face, you're going to have, let me even tell you the truth. Even Dr. Omar experiences it. That's the humble truth. All right? It's just that I'm stable. All right. And many leaders, you experience it too. All right. So people come, they try to do all these things and all that. But look at it. You don't have to be stringent. It's not that maybe the person tried to come. Let me tell you what happens. In fact, let me even tell you the business strategy I even apply. I have people who come, guess what they want to do? I'm teaching you this is a special tactic. If you know you are not cut out for it, please don't do it. If you are not cut out, if you can do it, congratulations, do it. When I see anybody who shows attraction for me, it's a good reason for me to gum you to the business more. So what I'll just do is this. Oh, wow. When you compliment with sincerity. And as much as possible, try to detach anything that will make people have this feeling that there's something involved. There are people that come to me and say, wow, man, this your shoe is one in town. I think I would like this kind of shoe for my wife too. Now, did you see what I just did? And you know me, I look very young. It's like, I don't know. Whenever I go for presentations, I look very young. So sometimes I look very young. So some people don't even know that I even have plenty. So that's why if you see my testimony, my opening story, for those of you that witnessed my presentation, my opening story, I'll first tell you quickly. I already have like 6 children at home. And all of them will be like, You understand? So the reason why I'm establishing that fact so that you understand, you get the point. So that it keeps you, anything we're doing, let it be strictly what? Business. Strictly what? Business. So sometimes when people come in, you don't have to be harsh or to detach them and push them out. No, there's a way you can always do these things. All right? There's a way you can do this thing. You can prospect well, you can work with your downlines, but please, as much as possible, avoid it. See, this one, I don't even need to preach to you. Everybody knows, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, everybody understands that sleeping around is even a sin. Is it only a sin in network marketing? It's not even a sin in network marketing. It's sin all around now. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, anyhow you take it. Yeah? That's it. In Islam, we call it zina, right? So that's it. So guess what? If you fall for it, it's a problem. And I know the Christians say your body is the temple of what? So if your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, you want to desecrate the temple. And that's what you do. So, and eventually, trust me, you're going to mess your business up. That's the truth. It has crushed a lot of people's business. The temptation will come, but you must be very, 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 very well. But let me give you the best way to curb the temptation. This is what you just simply do. Quickly get married. I have many leaders. They're already ripe for marriage. In fact, I know what I will even do. I think very soon, I will even just come up with a committee. So that all the leaders that are not married. No, that's what I know. I'm serious about it. I'm at the leadership level, is what I'm planning it. Any leader, you have made money in business, you have to come and explain to me why you are not married. No, you have to explain because I don't see any reason. You already have money, you have everything. And you are still, I know some of you are already feeling uncomfortable. I will call a committee for that. You come and explain to me why you have already made money. This business has paid you millions. Somebody is laughing. It sounds funny, but it's true now because very soon you're going to be falling for temptations. And now that's the truth. So we need to secure you. Let us give you one, madam. Yes, we'll place a lock there. So even anytime I see you, even when I see you with all those beautiful ladies in your office, I can just say, I'll just greet you and say, wow, how madam and the children. So that even if there was anything you were planning, I'll just block it. Because so he's married. He lock everything. That's what we'll do. That is the truth, though. It's not what it is. But trust me, flirting will spoil your business to a large extent. Avoid it. Avoid it. See a person you like, All right, do the needful. Go ahead and get married. All right, go ahead and do everything, process the marriage and get married. All right, but please don't try to do anything this thing. Number what now? Number 8 is addiction. Well, I call it public addiction. Let me be more specific. I know we have one or more things that are peculiar to us, but if you are a leader, because this is a team of leadership, you are building leadership. You don't want to. Let me give you an instance. There are one or more kind of addictions some people may have. Let me give you an instance. Someone might be a drunkard. I don't want to say drunkard, but drinks, right? There's a difference between being a drunkard and drinking, right? So someone drinks. We all drink, but you know the drinking I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I'm talking about maybe you are into alcoholism, you take alcohol, and that's peculiar to you. I cannot tell you because you're joining network marketing. But if you can, of course, you know, even in the packet of the cigarette, what did they write there? They say smokers are what? They even said it, and they told you. So, but I'm not telling you as a requisite or prerequisite that you must stop smoking before joining the business. No, what I'm saying is this. There's something you want to do in this business. Trust me, you need to do it. Even if you smoke, please don't do it in public. If you drink, please don't drink before coming to the office. If there's a way you're going to find a way to do what you do, all right, and control yourself in such a way that, you know, you understand what I'm saying? So that you don't get it involved in your business. You're going to lose respect. Just imagine, God forbid, I just come one day and imagine this training I'm doing, and I'm just doing like this, and I'm doing like this, and I'm doing like this, I'm doing like this, and I'm talking, I'm saying out of point and all that. And at the end of the day, please, pardon, the leader is drunk actually. Please, let's, you know, and all that. Then later, after this training, after the meeting and everything, then I now leave, and then my eyes becomes clear, and then I apologize. Imagine how would that even? I want you to imagine it. You get the catch. Let me. Some of you are laughing, but it's the truth. What you don't want to do before you get involved in your business, please, I advise when you are close from that day, when you are in isolation, when you are not within your team members, when you're not within training periods, when you're not within always, just find a way out, excuse yourself, all right, do what you need to do, all right? If that's an addiction, you understand? But as much as possible, avoid it. Don't do it in public. The reason is because it will naturally make you, see, see, they will lose confidence in you. Trust me. Trust me, they will. They will. I promise you, they will. And this is a business you are building. There's something you are building here. You don't want to make them lose confidence. We're not going to argue. I'm not here to argue whether this is good or this is bad. If you have any form of addiction, right, please know how you control it. Don't get it involved in your team to the extent your team start identifying you with it. You want to help yourself a great deal by doing that. It's also one of the deadly sins of network marketing because this is a business of leadership. Check deeply about it. Even though you might see some cut videos and cut scenes and all that separate out of the stage. But didn't you see it? Do you think most of those leaders in what do you call it, in the House of Assembly, in the House of Representatives, even at the presidential level, don't you have some of them that smoke and drink? Yeah. Of course there are, but most times, let's be frank, do you see it as a common thing? I think at least one way or the other, you don't see it, isn't it? That's how it is. That's leadership. It's part of it. So you don't want to get it involved. All right, get your people involved. That is it. Number what now? Number 9. Now, this is also a very important one. All right, is a recurring call is demanding the stage. Just write demanding the stage, but I will explain it. Okay, so these are things. That's the essence of this training. Demanding the stage. What it means is this is a business of legacy. I know sometimes what makes leaders demand the stage a lot is because of fear of collateral damage. All right. But trust me, it is also one of the great things of network marketing. You are building a team, you are building a business. There are times, you see, it's not about what you alone as the leader can do. You are a real leader if your activity inspires others, and especially you are able to raise leaders. It is not because you're able to raise followers. Did you get the catch? So for you to be able to effectively inspire others and even raise them to become leaders, sometimes there is need for you to give them the stage. Let them have their way. Let them take charge. Honor them. Celebrate them. Let them be recognized. There are some, let me give you an instance of presentation. Sometimes presentation, you know, you feel you are the best that can do it. If it's not you, guess what? You know that if you are not the one doing it, it might not go that well. Am I correct? It might not go as well, but still allow them. Allow them to do it. What you can do as a leader, stand in for them when they've done it. In fact, do you know, let me even tell you something. When I started running presentation in Google, anytime, in fact, I've even observed this thing sometimes, even Dr. Vito, when you want to introduce somebody, you know, this prospect don't know who is the leader and who is not the leader. But the person that is presenting, that's the person the prospect know. In fact, they see the person as the most competent, the most, and everything. Even Dr. Vito, when he wants to introduce even his own downline, he introduced the person so honorably. And he warned us one day was running a training, when he was training us on how to present. It's not that when I finished hyping you, he was talking about what happened after he has hyped the person and introduced the person. The person now said, thank you, sir. Now collect it. He said, no, I know I'm a mentor, but in this case now, I'm giving you the stage. Take charge. Because immediately you just thank you, sir. You bring, the process, you keep them confused. They don't even know who is the leader now, who is not the leader. They are confused. Give them the stage. Let them take charge. You can stand in for them. For example, you can do a close. Guess what? Wow, how many of you enjoyed what you just saw? How many of you love this project and all that? How many of you have gotten value for your time? You love what you just listened to. They will raise them. Please, can you give him a round of applause? Can you give her a round of applause? Something like that. Celebrate them. It's good. Not only you are the only one running presentation for everybody in the team. One of the leaders said, if I'm not available, my team cannot do it. I was like that too. Now I told you I fall victim for one of these things, one or more of these things. Whenever Dr. Omar is not there, nobody else is competent. Whenever Dr. Omar is not there, nobody else is competent. But guess what? I have to correct it. You have to celebrate them. You have to give them the opportunity to take charge, because the master today you are seeing was once a disaster. That's the truth. There's going to be collateral damage. There will be times whereby some things will miss the mark, but guess what? You come in and you support it and make it better. Give them the stage. Celebrate them. If they're monthly millionaires, give them the opportunity to be celebrated. Let them operate in their capacity. All right? That is on presentation. But aside presentation, in other ramifications, allow your team members to take charge. When they are learning something, sometimes they are booking. Let me tell you the truth. Sometimes someone is booking. What I mean by trying to always demand the stage. Sometimes someone is booking. The person might not get it as right as you are doing it normally, as you would have done it. But in his capacity, you have observed the mistakes. You can step in to correct the mistakes. You can even give him some allowance, allow him to do some, make a confidence of himself. Oh, wow, celebrate him for the one he has done, and then chip in corrections. You can do that, but not, maybe you try to, maybe this is, let's say Mr. Sally's downline, and Mr. Salisu is booking. Now, watch another thing leaders do is a deadly sin. Mr. Salisu is booking. Maybe he's there with his downline booking. And in his capacity, he's a leader. I will not just come in and take the stage away from him. No, Salisu, that's not the way to do it. Please don't do it that way. Don't, no, now. I know he's doing it wrongly, probably. But what I'm going to do is, okay, wow, okay. Okay, okay, how many books? I don't mind, I can even, okay, Salisu, just a minute, I want to see you briefly. I'll just call him to the corner. It's okay, look at what you're doing, look at what you're doing. You're trying, but look at that statement you just made in the booking. That statement you just made in the booking, please don't make it again. Don't do that. This is what you should do, this is what you should do. Okay, sir, okay, thank you, he will leave. But guess what? The downline does not know. I'm still giving him an opportunity to be in charge. You get the card. I'm still leaving the stage for him. I know there will be damages, there will be collateral damage, but I'll correct the mistakes and it will do better over time. You will not be the only one that will be doing everything. You want to book. You know you are the one that does it better. Guess what? Because the upline is not doing it well, you decide to even collect the contact list from the upline and then start doing it for the downline. It's a deadly sin of network marketing. You will not build any reasonable legacy. You just be a what? A manager. And you know the management trap, right? You get stuck in it. That's the truth. You won't build leaders. So guess what? You must not always demand the stage. Give opportunities for people. What's the next one? Number 10. That should be the last one then. All right. Everybody calls it the success comma. The success comma. Yes. What do I mean by the success comma? Yeah, success comma. COMA. Yeah. But let me explain it. What do I mean by the success comma? Because sometimes we read these things, you might not really get it clear. But look at it. The success comma here is this. When you have reached a level of significance in this business, does it surprise you to imagine? How many of you know that? Of course, you all know, you know Ambassador Michael Okoli, right? He's the president. And you know he makes a lot of money. Huge income. Is that correct? And all of us, how many of you would love to be like him in terms of income? Everybody, including me myself, right? But look at it. Are you surprised? You know, someone said something. Ambassador Michael, me, if I can just even be like him, even if I'm just making, even if it's just 500,000 a month in this business, yeah, I'm okay. All these millions, people are calling, I'm okay. It's called the success mindset.
Yes, it's a success comma.
See, it will surprise you that even Ambassador Michael Okoli is still even more serious in the business than even most of us. He still gives more time to the business. He still does more in the business. He makes more money. If someone's income that's already shooting over 60 million naira per month, guess what? He still makes more. I mean, he still does more than you and I. It will surprise you to think, why is it like that? I'll tell you the reason why. Because he understands the success comma thing. Look at how it operates. In as much as you want to make a lot of money in the business, there's a level you get to in this business, you've made lots of money. It still surprises you to see that Dr. Omar is not sleeping. I'm still doing everything. Even Dr. Victor is still doing everything. Even if Dr. Victor hands up his hand from the business, do you think Dr. Omar will hand up? I will not stop my business. I will still do my business. What it means, he has residual income. He will still make a lot of money. There are a lot of businesses that will not stop. But why is he not stopping? Why is he still doing this business? Why is he still pushing? Why is he still pushing us? Why is he still pushing people there? Because he understands the success comma. Look at what success comma does. When you start making money, I know, yes, when you make 100,000 naira in a month, wow, it's good, success for you. At some point in time, you make 500,000 in a month, wow. 1 million naira in a month, wow. Look at it. You might be satisfied, you might be okay if you are making 1 million naira in a month. But trust me, not when you understand the true concept of leadership and you understand the danger of success comma. Because you know very well, you understand it so well, that this business is not just a business of what? Mere the money you will make. If you are making 1 million naira in a month, don't forget, your success in this business lies in the number of people you are able to help. Is that correct? Yes. And that's what also gives you that significance. That's what also gives you that fulfillment. You get the catch. So guess what? Why should I settle for 1 million naira when I know I can make 10 million naira? Someone is making 1 million naira, and guess what? You can actually make 3 million in this business. You have the capacity to make 5 million. Or you are making just 100,000 per month. You're already feeling complacent. You're already feeling okay with it. After all, even when I did work for you, I did work, it was just 10,000 you were paying me. Now I'm making 10 times my salary. 10 times my salary is okay for you. Yes, I understand. But guess what? You have the capacity to make 500,000 naira. If you will just push a little more, and you decide to settle for 100,000 naira, you're a wicked leader. That's the summary of it. You're a wicked leader because your income is going to shoot to 500,000 if you just but help a little more number of people or help your team members some more. But guess what? For you to hands up and settle for 100,000 naira, when you know very well you have the capacity to even make more than that, you're a selfish leader. That's how it operates. It's called the success comma. It happens a lot. It's a deadly thing in network marketing because you can make more and you settle for less. When you settle for less, you have given up your commitment to helping people. You have given up your commitment to what? To inspiring people, to helping them become more of themselves. So because you have two leaders who are doing well, you know, there are these lucky uplines. I hope you know them. Some of them are very fortunate. They have one on the left and one on the right. They have other downlines. They will just neglect them after all. I know of an upline. The guy makes an average of 300,000 to 400,000 every month. Worst case scenario, makes about 300,000 to 400,000. In fact, I have many of them, you know, that I know like that. And guess what? He has left his team to the mercy of themselves. I have another one who has, in fact, he even has unstoppable leaders. He has unstoppable leaders on the left and on the right. Of course. He has unstoppable leaders. In fact, the office is on his left. He has maybe almost running close to 30 offices on one leg. He himself does not have an office. But he has people with over 30 offices on one leg. On another leg, 10 offices on another leg. On an average monthly, bad case scenarios, the worst he can ever make, worst, bad as it is 300,000 to 400,000 naira. That's the worst he can make. 300,000 to 400,000 naira he makes in a month. And guess what? He has other team members, he has other downline, but guess what? Guess what? That is the success comma. It's one of the deadly sins of network marketing. Because anything can still happen. Let me tell you the truth. Do you realize that? Anything can still happen. What if one of the leaders dies? Did you get the catch? Yeah, you might say, oh, wait, there are other leaders. What if the leg stops? You get the catch? These leaders can build capacity to an extent whereby, of course, it will be daily flushing and all that. Some stipends will still be coming to his account and all that. But guess what? They will still eventually be bigger than him. The catch is this. What he needed to do was to what? Raise more leaders like he has already raised. That's it. It's selfishness. When you're already making some amount in the business, don't settle for it. Some of you are just waiting to get that one lucky upline on the left. One lucky downline on the left and one lucky downline on the where? On the right. So that guess what? They'll just be doing the jackie work. And then you will now sit and enjoy financial freedom. It's called the success comma. Trust me, that's selfishness. All right, these are the 10 deadly sins, like Eriko mentioned. All right, I'm going to end it here, but just a quick one. I encourage us all, please, leaders. Every leader. In fact, let me specifically mention the names of some leaders so that you know that I'm very, very serious and intentional in what I'm doing. Every leader, especially those that are mentioning their name. There are many of you, I might not mention your name. All right, there are many of you, you know yourself in your capacity. You should be holding cell meetings for your team. Some of you are doing it superbly well. Congratulations, keep it up, remain consistent. But the catch is this: for those of you that are playing with cell meetings, all right, this is Super Leadership Monday, but for those of you playing with cell meeting, please stop playing with it. Start it and start doing it. All right, Mr. Innocent, be consistent in your cell meeting. Do it. Organize your team, right? Especially those leaders that are far. Mr. John Ogande, Accountant Salis, Mr. Ahmed, be consistent with your cell meeting, right? That is just what I'm telling you. Mr. Christopher, of course, I know you're already doing it, but guess what? Keep up with it and then raise other cell leaders who will do this thing. The essence of it is so that you set the activity right in the morning, right? And then they can start their day productive and do it rightly so that they can gain more at the end of that day. You don't have a situation whereby you just wake up and the team members just wake up and they do anything they like and all that. You are setting their progress back, right? I can see a couple of leaders here, Mr. Nuruddin Abdul Malik, Mr. Nuruddin Abubakar, and guess what? And many of you, even if I didn't mention your name, make sure you do the needful. Cell meeting continues tomorrow, but at your team level, not at this level. We're going to be meeting next week, Monday. Next week, Monday, for the Super Leadership Monday, of course, as usual, all right, which we have for far connectors on Zoom, and of course, those that are near live. Now, this is the catch here, just to draw our attention. Please go and review your activities. In the last 1 week of this month is already gone. Go and review your activity. Those on the secondary and the primary challenge of Challenge 36, ensure you submit your report. Your leader will consistently review your activity with you. But look at what you do. You yourself review your activity with yourself. If your target is to generate 36 codes, how many have you generated as at now? If by now you have not gotten 8 codes, am I correct? Is it 8? How many codes by now? 9. If you've not gotten 9 codes by now, since the beginning of this week till now, you've not gotten up to 9 or 10 codes. Trust me, you are already behind. Check your activity, check what you are doing, all right, with your leader. So very, very important. Go and review your activity with your leader, all right? Submit your report, and guess what? Review your activities, your performance. What have you been doing? Is it booking you have been booking? Okay, good. If you have been booking, how have you been doing the booking? Are you doing it in isolation, and each time you book, nobody comes? Or have you been doing it maybe in presence of maybe a few people, but you are not getting result, or maybe you are getting some result, but it's not significant? Express it, check what you do, all right? Check for one of your mentors so that they will look into what you're doing. And guess what? Of course, daily booking is important. If you are doing it, you are not getting it right, what you should do, associate with people, all right? Learn from your leaders and get it right, okay? And then this is one thing. Anybody that you see that is doing daily bookings with his team and at the same time combining it with home launches, presentations and all that, trust me, you won't see that person's back. That's the truth. You won't see that person's back. The person will move on a higher level of speed. So leaders, of course, you know the importance of home launch. Start planning. When is the best time to start planning your home launch? Start planning it now. Let me quickly mention something before I forget. I'm encouraging you to book massively for Lagos office, okay? The Lagos office is open and available, but many of you are underutilizing it. It's one of the things I've observed. The truth about it is this: what you fail to use, what do? You lose. Something you have and you're not using it. There is a law of use and disuse. Even in medicine, you see there's a leg. Once it has lost function, after some time it will start shrinking. It will start getting smaller. That's it. Any muscle you fail to use, the muscle will shrink. That's the truth. You have an opportunity for Lagos office, but some of you very soon you will lose that opportunity. Very soon you want to book for Lagos office, will tell you the office is not available for you to use anymore. You have to go and get your own office. The office is fully available. Utilize it. Leaders are paying heavily for that office. The mastermind is in Lagos today. The mastermind is in Lagos tomorrow.
He's running presentation. I'm talking about Dr. Victor Abalson himself, the mastermind. He's in Lagos and he's running back-to-back presentation. All right. I'm going to share the timetable on the platform after this meeting. I'll just post the timetable in most of the platform so that people can have the Lagos timetable. All right. So that you can book your prospects to the Lagos office. All right. I have a commitment in the Lagos office, and guess what? The office is recording massive results. Some of your downlines have, see, leaders understand this. Some of your downlines have people in other states. Stop forcing them that they must, limit themselves to this place. They can start. They say charity begins where? Look at what you do. Tell them, start from here, compile 15 names, but those 15 names should be people around. So say, but I have people in other states. Okay, you know what you do? If they see that you tell a person, compile 15 names, but start with people within, and the person is telling you, I have people in other places. I have people in Lagos, I have people in this. This is what you tell the person. Okay, no problem. Compile the first 50 of people within. Then what you do is this. In other states, like Lagos and other places, write them out, indicate their name, phone number, and where, and location, and their state. Just indicate it, write it out. Because even people in Port Harcourt, even people in Anambra, even people in Enugu, wherever, even if there's no physical office there, which you are not in, which you don't know the timetable, what you can do is this: you book their prospect to where? That's the catch. So we say, me, I don't like booking for Zoom because the Zoom, anytime I book for Zoom, you have people that have prospect. Leaders, stop making this mistake. Some of your downlines have prospect in other states, and you are looking for contacts to book in Zoom. You don't have to book somebody in Suleja for Zoom. You can book someone within Suleja to the office, someone within Abuja to the office. But guess what? You have someone in Meduguri, for example, and you don't have an office in Meduguri. What do? Let them write the name. Let them send the text message. Book them to Zoom. And that's how you expand. Think expansion, because look at how I got most of my offices in other states. I got my offices in other states today, or other locations today, other than my location, because why? People were connected from those locations. I taught them the business. At some point in time, when they built some capacity, they came down here and learned more. Someone like Mr. Abdulmalik, maybe listening to me now, in Kefi. Imagine he didn't sign into this business all the way from Nasarawa State. Someone like Mr. John Ogande, imagine he didn't sign this business. He's from all the way in Lafia, in Nasarawa State. Someone like Mr. Sani Nasidi, in where? In Mina. Imagine he didn't sign into this business from Mina. It means all these things, those locations won't expand to those locations. Someone like Eto Abiola and the rest of them who are in Lagos, imagine they didn't sign into this business. It means Lagos office will not be existing today. So sometimes don't think that because you are building your business here, yes, we want you to focus on your location, but at the same time, there is room for you to expand. Think expansion. Book your prospect to Zoom, especially those distant prospects. Any prospects you have in other locations, book them, especially to the Lagos office. All right, please remind me in case I forget, so that I'll post the timetable, all right, on the platform. Very important. And guess what? Kingsmen, we are celebrating them. We already have some that we're going to celebrate. Some of them are wrapping up their XMO checklist. Some of them will be entering the Kingsmen platform. How many Kingsmen have you raised? How many people have finished their SMO checklist? We need to know. Leaders, please give me their names and numbers of people that have done it. But before I celebrate them, I will have a personal one-on-one with them, even if it's on phone, to ask them one or more questions about what they've done, right? Know the importance of time and target. Anything you are doing, bond it to time. Don't be so complacent. Don't be so relaxed and feel that what? There's enough time. Trust me, the time is not enough. I appreciate you all. Start fixing your lunches, start your booking, go into your activities, and get the best out of this week. All right. It's like someone is sick, please check on that person. Is someone sick? Please check on that person. I appreciate you all. God bless you all. I appreciate every single one of you, both those joining us on Zoom and here live. All right. God bless you all. Swing into your normal daily activities, and let's make this week the best of its kind. God bless you all.